I'm gonna tell you straight up, Black Lives Matter has zero support for me. It's a front for Marxist ideology and an LGBT agenda. It's not just about black people. What's up, boys and girls? Hope y'all doing well. Haven't made a video in a long time, and for that I apologize. And to be honest, a big reason for that is I'm really concerned about my ability to grow on YouTube. Frankly, it's no secret that YouTube, Twitter, right, Facebook, that they have this bent towards liberalism, which is fine if that's your position. The problem with this, though, is that they're using their platform to snuff out speech. If it's speech they don't agree with, they snuff it out, or they shadow ban, making it difficult for people to express how they feel. And so my channel is very small, and I'm not sure that it can really grow in this current climate. But I'm going to record anyway. If you guys like this channel, if you like what you've seen in it so far, your like, your subscription, and comment goes a really long way for the algorithm here. It means a lot. The channel will grow to the degree that it can, but the biggest thing you can do is just really share. And so I'm just gonna keep making videos anyway, just get over that concern, because if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. So, boy, have a lot of things happened since we last talked, to say the least. A whole lot has gone down. We got COVID-19, we got a lot of people out of work. I'm thankfully not unemployed. I can still work, something I'm very, very thankful for. But I know a lot of people are not able to work right now. And so you take that, right, with all the bad economical implications, right? And then you have the whole George Floyd murder happening, something that everyone agrees in regards to the officer's, fate, right? Bad cop, dirty cop should be dealt with. It's not a person in his right mind who would think that that officer killing that man is okay. But that's basically where the agreement ends, because people have jumped onto his death and used it for a whole bunch of political ideologies, And so now we got riots, we got protests, especially from my demographic. We got a whole bunch of black people saying that Black Lives Matter, people saying you can't go outside without being hunted by police. Like, come on, that's not true. That's not true. And so our nation is dealing with some disruption right now, some really, really big issues. We have those who are protesting peacefully without the intent to do harm, exercising their First Amendment right. But then within that group, you have your common criminal, right? Black or white, your typical dirtbag, right? And then you also have the Black Lives Matter organization and Antifa. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, Black Lives Matter has zero support for me. For one thing, it's a front for Marxist ideology and an LGBT agenda. It's not just about black people. It really isn't. And you might ask, how do I know this? If you just go to their website, their BLM website, click on the About tab, and then click on What We Believe, you'll see a lot of rhetoric that's very Marxist, and ideology that's Marxist as well. In fact, they call each other comrades on that page. They talk about disrupting the Western, basically the Western structure of a nuclear family. They mention a ton of support for, black transgenders and stuff like that. And then they throw in, other stuff too, like I said, the whole LGBT thing as well. It is very much a front for a political agenda. The sad reality is that because the name sounds good to a lot of people, Black Lives Matter, right? Like any naive person who doesn't look into these things will say, oh, well, that sounds great, Black Lives Matter, blah, 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 basic virtue signaling, They'll see that and they will support the movement. They'll get the t-shirt, they'll post on social media, Black Lives Matter, blah, 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 without realizing that they're supporting a movement that does not simply have black lives in mind. So that's one of the reasons I don't support BLM. The other reason is just as valid. So, police brutality is not the sole biggest problem that the black demographic is facing. It's not by a long shot. It's not by a long shot. There's a little chipmunk over here. Just like ran over by these bushes. Wow, he's surprisingly close to me. Anyway, that's not the real problem with the black demographic. It's not that by a long shot. The reality is the black demographic is the biggest problem with the black demographic. And the painful truth is that nobody's talking about it because, frankly, a lot of people just ignore it. And also, the sad truth, the sad cold truth is that a lot of people just don't expect better of black people. And let me explain this issue. In spite of being 13% of the population, my demographic is the most violent when it comes to murder. 50% of murders in this country consistently for a good while have been by black people. 50% of homicides in this country. Our country has over 300 million people. 50%? That's insane. And you know who's doing most of the dying? 48% of the black demographic. Not the black demographic. 48% of homicides in the country are of black people. So black people are doing the most killing, and the most people killed are black people. The term black on black crime was coined a long time ago, but people ignore the reality of this. When I'm outside right now, right? Look, outside. I did not have to worry about a police officer assaulting me. I don't. My greatest concern, statistically, realistically, is really other black people. Like, I don't want to be anywhere near, downtown Chicago, or not downtown Chicago rather, but Southside Chicago or in Inglewood or whatever. Like, that's crazy. Last year, 9 black men were shot and killed unarmed by police. And most of them were actually justified shootings. Just in the last 3 weeks alone, over 100 people got shot in Chicago. 100 people. That's insane. It's sad. It's real sad. And just over the weekend here, over 10 people got shot. It's actually more than that, but I can't remember the exact number. Cute little boy got shot and killed. A black child, he's a toddler, shot and killed because of this black on black crime. And the sad thing is that this happens constantly, but nobody talks about it. This police officer and George Floyd, that's what matters most. Well, no. As unfortunate as it is, it's one life, and justice is being served right now for that officer. But black people are killing each other in droves. They have it forever, just about. Well, not forever. That's not fair. This stuff just escalated within the last 30 years or so, 30, 40 years, and it really hasn't changed much at all. And so the term Black Lives Matter, as true as the term is, of course, white lives matter, anyone's lives matter. But when so much killing is being done within the black demographic, so much dying is being done within the black demographic by other black people, insurmountably more than a police officer, a dirtbag cop, it's clear then that this is about a political agenda. And the sad truth is that the overwhelming majority of black people don't expect better of black people. And frankly, white liberals don't expect better from black people also. For those that try to speak up on this issue, black people, and some of you brave white folks who've tried to speak up on this stuff, you've been shouted down, right? In spite of it being true, in spite of it being the real cancer underneath the skin of the black demographic that needs to be dealt with, right? You don't deal with cancer with a Band-Aid. And right now, what's going on with the whole protests and stuff, this is a Band-Aid on a much deeper issue. Crime is as high as it is because of the lack of a father in the home too. About 70% of children in the black home are in a single parent home. And the overwhelming majority of that parent in the home is the mother. When boys are raised without a father, they have no recognition really. They have some, but nowhere near enough recognition of authority. They have much less self-control. And so when they grow up, they're significantly more likely to wind up in jail. They're more likely to run in with the cops and do bad stuff. They're more likely to join gangs too. If a kid doesn't have that family unit at home, they often wind up finding one in the streets. That's why being part of a gang is so alluring to young men. And that's because they really didn't have one in the home. Those are the biggest problems with the demographic. Those are what's hurting the demographic badly. But the truth is this, again, I'll say this again, no one wants to speak up on it because they don't expect better of black people. I mean, let that sink in. They simply don't expect better of black people. You guys, look at this little chipmunk here. That's hilarious. As soon as I turned the camera, he ran. You probably saw him run into the bushes. But anyway, people don't expect better. Like it's an accepted cultural norm for the black home to have only one parent, and it's the mom. Baby mama drama, right? Deadbeat dad. Daddy's in jail, right? That's an accepted cultural norm. People think that's okay. It's not. Another one, violence, black on black crime. It's an accepted cultural norm. Joe Biden's not going to talk about it, right? He's not going to talk about this sad reality of black on black crime. Why do that when you can use some sort of racial issue to keep your black votes in check, and that's sad. And so yeah, people aren't really genuine about this whole Black Lives Matter thing. It's just virtue signaling. It's people being sorry, justifying bad behavior. It's people not taking personal responsibility. And that's the problem with my demographic, and I have to deal with that on a personal level. I have to deal with that. Like the sad truth is, if I'm somewhere late at night and it's dark and there's another black dude walking down the street, depending on what he's wearing, I might need to be concerned, If his pants are hanging down like this, I need to be concerned. And that's an accepted cultural norm. Again, an accepted cultural norm. That's not okay. This stuff should be unacceptable. It should be. So yeah, also real quick, these protesters slash rioters, because let's be real, a lot of people are taking advantage of these protests to act out. They're getting real bold, too bold in fact. Between breaking into private property and shouting at people at their house, that just happened recently in Missouri, and people going crazy in the streets. These people don't know any bounds anymore. And the Second Amendment is more important than it's been in a long time. It's always been important, to be clear. But what I mean to say is that it's more relevant than it's been in a long time. A lot of people are going out there buying guns. A lot of people who were anti-gun in the first place are now buying guns. Get trained, get some experience. Don't just go out and buy something and think you can use it. That's not how it works. As far as me and my home, if someone wants to act out, which thankfully hasn't happened here, but if they do, nope, we gonna be all right. So yeah, a lot of crazy stuff happening right now, y'all. Y'all be safe, man. I say this in the video a lot, in previous videos. Stay safe. And the sad truth is that it's more relevant than it's been in a long time to tell people stay safe, because a lot of people on the left think they are justified in being violent. A lot of people on the left, they feel justified in destroying private property. A lot of people on the left right now feel justified in intruding onto personal property. And the sad truth is this, in my opinion, these people won't stop until bullets start flying. If they're this bold now, right? If Trump wins again, can you imagine what's gonna happen in the streets everywhere? This is serious. This is real serious. And dude, I pray that it calms down real soon, but if it keeps going at the rate things are going now, it's not. And these people will not understand until someone pulls the trigger. And it's already happened in a few cases already. But yeah, dude, this is getting serious. This is getting real serious. So I talked about it a lot in this video. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It means a lot. And leave a comment. Again, I don't know how in the world this channel is gonna make it, but I'm gonna try. I'm definitely gonna try. I'll see you guys later.